All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Wednesday morning. All right, God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are blessed in many ways. As the title of the video says, live, Bitcoin and crypto trading. Don't be fooled. Nobody is ready for this move. Nobody, not even me. Which is why we got to talk about it. We got to get ready. We got to get prepared. As the questionnaire in the chat says, are you prepared? You best be. As the Bitcoin price continues to range in this, what appears to potentially be a bear flag, or maybe you might want to call it an ascending channel, from the short setup given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord over at jasoncaspertrading.com, where today we're actually going to do a stream where all 4 instructors are going to be giving you their juicy trade setups on the low time frames. Don't want to miss that, all right? Now, we have to talk about the Bitcoin action. But before we talk about the Bitcoin action, we understand we're coming to a very key level, 105.8. Golden pocket, support resistance flip, macro value area high. We understand we're at a very crucial point in the 4-year cycle. The last half year of the cycle. Alright, we're about to get off the cycle, hop on some post-cycle therapy. If you know what I'm saying, man. Once we break down, well, yeah, I'd say the cycle's going to end this year for sure. So, June is a very important month. May was a very important month. We saw some very, very interesting signals printing. And of course, got to give a shout out to BLOFIN. 20% cash back, link in the description. Got to give a shout out to ANTARCTIC exchange, lowest fees, link in the description. Got to give a shout out to MEXC and WEEX. Very low fees, centralized exchange, links in the description. And we also have to shout out everybody in the chat this morning. Shout out to Duriani June. He says, come on, bro, we need the pump song. Shout out to the Real PG. He says, it's not going to be that low again. Shout out to the Real PG. Is this related to Brett PG? The same guy who came in here who said we were never, ever again going to be in the 70s? Man. The Real PG. The only reason Bitcoin is going to go that low again is because of your comment, bro. When are you people going to learn? As soon as you say, we're never going to hit the price again, that's when we dump. Because of you. You spoke it out loud and then boom. Shout out to Devarat Hatavor. Shout out to Dawn. Shout out to Dawn. Shout out to Gen X Crypto. 450 watching. We should have 450 likes. Shout out to Drumhop. Can't wait to buy more Bitcoin below 50K. Look, here's the thing. We don't know where the Bitcoin price is going to go. We just have to be prepared for whatever's going to happen. But here's the thing. Once people start to get married to a certain scenario, that's when your scenario doesn't play out. I'll be honest with you, right? So, be careful. Shout out to Fred Sloan. Shout out to Robert Harold. Bullish on all. Shout out to Andrew Cameron. Shout out to Dickie Wags. Shout out to Crypto Incognito and Dave Hagen. Shout out to Samuel S. I'm not prepared. I've run out of depends. Dang. Guys, don't ever run out of depends. You gotta keep a bag of transparent depends adult diapers on your desk at all times to prevent liquidations. You know? To prevent the liquidations. Shout out to Asad Ali, hit the like button, and Abhine Varma. Shout out to Random Thoughts. Shout out to Paul Caruso. And Clash Spike. What are we prepared for? We're prepared for everything. Shout out to Epong TV, God bless. Shout out to Rad Pro, he says, yo! He says, yo, alright, now I do have something extreme on my chart here. A bear flag target of 97,000, but we're going to be breaking this down. Alright, we're going to be breaking it down for you. Live! Here on YouTube, so make sure to click the like, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Alright?
Make sure to like and subscribe to Jason Casper. He's the best YouTube trader in the world. He's getting huge. Shout out to the Casper crew.
All right. Let's break it down. What time is the collab stream in the Casper crew? It's at 9 a.m., baby. All right. So we're going to be doing some macro analysis here and then heading on over to the Casper crew for the ninja entries. All right. Because that's what we do in the Casper crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, setup, given, live. All right. In the VIP live stream, you know, I don't consider it a signal because I don't give signals, but I'm telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm taking it along now. All right. Then we gave the setup also from 103. Okay. And then we reiterated that setup down here, and I let everybody know also I've added to my trade, and we gave the short setup right from this area where we're currently finding resistance now. So we are calling these levels, baby. Baby, oh baby, we're calling the levels. We're giving the setups in the Casper crew. Shout out to the dang Casper crew. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. This is our range right here. Now, as we understand the characterization of the trend going back to the beginning of April is the big pump and then the range and then the big pump and then the range and then the big pump and then the range and then the big pump and then, oh no, we're back in the previous range, which has never happened before. This is piquing our interest to say there's a little bit of a change going on here. There's a slight change, which is the pattern is broken. All right. Now, there's another way to look at this as we looked yesterday. Pump, range, pump, range, pump, range, pump, question mark? Could that be? Well, here's the deal. As long as we don't lose this low at $100,689.40 on the Bybit inverse perpetual USD pair, which you should all be using to chart because it's the best and we don't know why, but we chart on it anyway. Mostly because that's what Daniel from Chart Champions did. Now everyone copies him. Now look, here's the thing. When you lose this level, all right, and that's officially now going to be a change of market structure. All right, when we lose this, now we can say the uptrend is broken. This macro uptrend of low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. There's no lower low yet. All right, so we've got ourselves this diagonal trend line right here, and we could say as long as we're holding the diagonal trend line, it's pretty much the same as what we did when we held all these diagonal trend lines, you know? All right. There's still a chance that we could be holding this diagonal trend line right here, okay? As long as we're not losing these higher lows, there's still a chance, okay? Now, what do I think is going to happen? Well, there's a few things we really need to be aware of. Thing one is this. When we look at the higher term time frames, we want to focus on, I want to focus on the monthly and the 2-week and the weekly. The reason why is because of this. Look, the 2-week chart. What we want to see within the next 4 days, if we want the bullishness to continue, is we want to see this purple candle close blue above the value area high of the range of 106.8. Why? Because that will be a breakout and a back test of major support resistance flip going back 6 months. Okay? That's what we want to see for more upside. If for a high term time frame analysis, a back test where this candle now closes blue actually can give us a potential long entry going up towards the $120,000 level. You know, depending on where this closes, it's not the best risk reward right here on the 2-week time frame. Probably better to look for a lower term time frame entry. But if we see in the next 4 days a bullish move up, that's going to be a very strong looking chart for Bitcoin. Okay? Now, what we don't want to see here, in my opinion, is a 2-week candle close below this blue line on the chart, 1065. This weekly candle, we also want to see it close above the level so we can see a nice breakout, back test, and close above the resistance. Now, we have some major warning signs here on the chart, which are these on the weekly time frame. For the first time since the last top of the bull run, going all the way back to 2021, we have the potential to print the ultimate bull market top signal, which is this, the double drive of bearish divergence on the weekly, price getting higher. We got ourselves a high momentum wave, a low momentum wave. Then we get a dip, we make a double top, and it's a little bit higher than the first high, but the momentum has bottomed out and coming up. And then if we confirm a red dot here, then that will be extremely bearish for Bitcoin. So we don't want to see a red dot confirm on the weekly market Cipher B. I will get extremely bearish. We do want to see the weekly and the 2-week candle close above 106.8 value area high of the range. We also don't want to see the Bitcoin price losing these series of higher lows, because if that happens, then the probabilities are highest that we actually come back down to the bottom of the range. All right? Now, just like how when we reclaimed this level, the probabilities were highest that we come up to the top of the range, the same is true in reverse. All right, now we were looking at this price action back here in April, saying, hey, baby, look, as if we're going to reclaim the value area low, we expect to move up to the value area high and a new all-time high, and that is what has happened. All right? So the opposite is also true, right? We break down, lose the value area high, chances are highest that we make our way back down to the low of the range. Now, before we get there, we have the $97,000 level. Now, this is where the bear flag target comes in, because like when I showed at the beginning of the stream, I said, all right, look, we're forming an ascending channel, and this ascending channel is unable to break above resistance. So we understand as long as we're below this, the probabilities are for more downside. That's why it's so crucial that we reclaim the level with the weekly candle. If we're not going to reclaim the level, if we take the measured move of our first move down and extrapolate to where that'll go, if we break down from this channel, it's going to hit perfectly that high volume node of the range. All right. So this is why we have our target at $97,000, because if we're holding below value area high, the probabilities are highest. We'll make our way back down to 97,000. All right. Now, if we come down to 97,000, what does that mean? It means we've changed market structure, right? We have officially now made a lower low. And when you make a lower low, what does that mean? It means now on the daily time frame, we've officially moved into bearish market structure, which means you look for now another lower high, probably around the Fibonacci golden pocket, confluenced with the value area high, and then move back down to the bottom of the range. All right, this is kind of what you look for. So this, in my opinion here, is a very key, crucial area, because this is the first week of June, if you didn't know, and June comes after May, which comes after April, just like Friday comes after Thursday, Saturday comes after that. Okay? I'm pretty smart, right? The reason why June is so important is because May, the sell May walk away thing, historically speaking, the Junes have been very bearish. Junes, Julys, very bearish. Last 2 years, look at what happens in the summer. All right? We bottom out in August and then pump in the fall. Last year, the summer, we bottom out in August and then pump in the fall. This year, we're heading into the summer. All right, the summer. This circle is the summer. If we follow the same pattern, we could come down back to the bottom of the range, or even all the way back down to the bottom of this larger range, just like what we did last year. Just like what we did last year. In fact, both years we took the low, and then we had a bullish fall. Now, I also want to remind you of what happened back in 2021, where the summer was this slow, grinding, disgusting nonsense here. And then we bottom out just before August and then have a bullish fall, right? So this pattern seems to play out quite often for Bitcoin. And so all things considered here, we need to say if we're gonna pump, it needs to happen quick. Because the slower it takes and the longer we hold below value area high, the worse it looks for Bitcoin, especially now we're closing a 2-week candle below. All right, we've already closed a monthly candle below, but maybe that's just a fluke, right? Ha 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 ha. Now again, as long as we're not printing the red dot, it's all good in the hood. And there's a chance we don't print, right? There's a real good chance we do not print this red dot here. Because the waves are not touching each other yet. Now, the 5-day, 11 hours left to confirm a bearish div on the 5-day. The 3-day, already confirmed. The 4-day, already confirmed. Here's what I really want to see happen here. And my fears have become phobias. I mean, my fears have become realities here. Yesterday we were looking at the daily market Cipher B, saying it looked like this VWAP wasn't wanting to cross, but it wanted to do that, and we're already seeing it do that. Our hope right now is this daily oscillator for the bullish pump, all right? If we can get a trigger wave here before the weekly red dot prints, that is going to be our ticket out of a bearish scenario. Why? Because the daily oscillator has given us market Cipher B, bullish divergence. All right, we got ourselves momentum getting higher, money flow getting higher. This marks the bottom. This is a very, very powerful bottom signal here, which is why I was so bullish back in April. Because you don't just print this signal and expect nothing. When you print this bottom signal, this right here, we could consider our first leg to the upside. Which means if we start to get a pullback, this is going to be our first retracement, our first real retracement, our first real pullback. We had no pullback here. We had no pullback here. We had no pullback here. Now we get our first real pullback. When you print that trigger wave on the daily time frame, or really any time frame, this works on the 5-minute, any time frame, you have a bottom signal bullish divergence. You get a pump to the upside. Then you come back down, the oscillator crosses the zero line and prints below that zero line. This next wave print is going to give you a powerful move up. All right, so if we can print that daily green dot before the weekly red dot, that is going to be our ticket out of a bearish scenario. An ideal bullish scenario is the green dot prints and we don't lose $100,000. All right, this is an ideal bullish scenario. All right. A less than ideal bullish scenario is that we do lose $100,000, but we bounce from, let's say, like the local Fibonacci golden pocket, and it's just a wick, right? And it's a nice healthy pullback, because that would be a healthy pullback here. This is a very healthy pullback, back testing support resistance flip, right? And then we see this green dot print. That would also be bullish potential, but the one thing that we need to be concerned about if we lose $100,000 is a potential, like I said, now we're making a lower low, so potential lower high, okay, like a head and shoulder with a double right shoulder scenario. But Bitcoin loves to fake out head and shoulders, so here's something else to be aware of is everybody's looking at this head and shoulders, because I see a lot of people talking about it. And we do break down from the head and shoulder, but we basically then fake it out and get a new all-time high. Confluence with this green dot printing before the weekly red dot. Alright, so I know that's a lot I just said. The most important things are that we get the daily green dot before the weekly red dot. That weekly red dot, in my opinion, is a death blow. Alright? In this situation, they're not always death blows, but in this specific situation, a confirmed weekly red dot is a death blow to Bitcoin. Alright? So look at the daily market cipher B. Alright, link in the description for market cipher if you're interested. Best dang trading indicator in the world, alright? That's what we want to see here for the Bitcoin price. And I am long, alright? We are long in the Casper crew from 103. Setup given in advance, baby, because this is key support. We are coming down right now, holding that key level. Alright, 103. We're looking for a bounce, a little bounce from the golden pocket, come down, lose 103, bounce from that 786, basically, which is where we're currently bouncing from. Alright, we pull the fib from the low to the high. We're bouncing exactly from that 786 level. Like we wicked into it with a little wick. A quick wick right to the 786. She's licking her lips at the 786. Bitcoin back to her old tricks. Okay? So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Which is why on Monday, I told the Casper crew that, well, first of all, we took this trade in the New York Open stream back a few Mondays ago on May 19th. Obviously, we hit take profit 1. And then I let them know I've added to this trade in this area because this is such a key zone. If we hold it and we're maintaining those higher lows, bam, all right? By the way, guys, in about half an hour in the Casper crew, jasoncaspertrading.com, we're going to have all 4 instructors, myself, Boyan, White Phoenix, and Thor, going over our low time frame day trading plans. You don't want to miss it. Also, we got to give a major shout to BLOFIN, 20% cash back. Future bonus, got to give a major shout out to ANTARCTIC, decentralized exchange, lowest deal on fees, period. Alright, check it out. Also, MEXC and WEEX, links in the description. Those are the exchanges I am currently trading on. Also, if you want to learn how to trade, guys, check out my free trading course on YouTube. You can see we got 18 free sessions, totally free. If you're struggling to become a confident, profitable trader, just watch the video that says, become a trader. It's that easy, guys. That's just a video. 16 minutes would change your whole life. And honestly, I say this kind of sarcastically, but I honestly mean it. Though, this 60 minutes actually could change your life. Alright, so check it out for free on the Jason Casper YouTube. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Gotta give a major shout out to Felipe for the super chat. Assuming we don't make a new top and everything pumps, that would be the lamest bull market in history, with Bitcoin doing a 6 to 7x and all it's doing nothing but a dump. I know. That's why, to me, it seems preposterous that the top is in. But we got to be prepared for everything. And if we get that weekly red dot, I'm gonna have to start to believe it. But maybe the cycle's broken. I don't like to think that, but that would be the lamest bull market in history, and it is preposterous to think that we're not going to see altcoins hit new all-time highs this cycle. That would be crazy. Jay, you say a long from 100K could be good. Lots of liquidity below the range lows. Yeah, 100K is a very key level psychologically. And we have the liquidity there, yeah. So I'm honestly, yeah, I'd be interested in a long from around 100K. Absolutely. You need the uneven booty cheeks. I know, what happened to my uneven butt cheek pattern? I don't have, oh well, we have the Sam Bankman-Fried pattern here. I don't have my memes loaded up lately. Alright. This is all I got. Let's see. I can get my uneven butt cheeks. Here we go. Pop onto the uneven butt cheeks. Bam, baby! Big on the left side, nice and juicy. First take out James Wynn, then Moon. Yeah, I hear he's back. Where the heck did he get the money for that? Like, honestly, where did James Wynn get the money to be back in the market right now? What the heck? It's pretty shady, actually. You just lose $90 million, now you're somehow back in? How does that happen? Where did he get that money? Where did he get that money? We have a green dot in the monthly ETH. Let's check that out. This green dot could be our ticket home, guys. This could be our ticket home. This green dot on the monthly could be our ticket home, guys. Oh, man. 26 days. If we confirm a green dot on ETH, this is going to be our ticket to Pump City, baby. Things are looking scaly, looking ambiguous, but this green dot on Market Cipher B monthly, if confirmed, could be our ticket home. Now, I know I'm coming out the gate kind of bearish here, but I do have to say this. The monthly green dot being confirmed on Bitcoin right now has a 90% chance of us making now a higher high in June. All right, go back and backtest the green dots on the monthly time frame. If it confirms, there's a 90% chance that the following month gives us a high that's higher than the month that the dot confirmed in. So the probabilities 90% right now that in June we see a higher high. Like even in a bad scenario, like even in a bull market top scenario, we confirm the green dot at 61,421 in October, and then in November we pump up another, $8,000, another 12% or so to 69K, right? So even in a bearish scenario where the top is in a green dot on the monthly, there's a 90% chance that the following month we get another pump. So if our lines in the sand for Bitcoin hold, aka we print that green dot on the daily before we print that red dot on the weekly, that's really good for Bitcoin. And this green dot on the Ethereum monthly, I'm telling you, this could be our ticket to finally break 2,700, and 2,700, once we hold above that, we're getting vacuum sucked up to 4,000. And in my opinion, we break the trend line, we hit 5,000.5. That's actually my first sell target for the Ethereum I bought back in 2022. And then my ultimate goal, my ultimate target is 8,500. These are based on Fibonacci extension levels. All right, Fibonacci extension levels. Yeah, 115K is next for sure. Faux show. 90% YOLO trade. He's on 20K plus steps a day. How much weight am I walking with? How far do I walk each day? Man, people ask me this every single stream. This right now is a 30-pound weighted vest. Sometimes I do 40 pounds. Sometimes I do 20. I get between 20 and 35,000 steps a day lately. Usually. Alright. Depends on how much streaming and gardening and work I'm doing. No way. Sheesh, Bullish on Parade. I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. I know the feeling of what it's like to get hacked. Dude got hacked at 14K. Sheesh. Permanent long stop loss hunt before pump. Yeah, that's the concern about the summer. Alright? That's the concern about our summer. So that's why that's why I really think this week is going to be so important, and the close of this 2-week candle and the close of this weekly candle, and making sure we're not losing key supports or changing market structure here, because the fact that it's the summer, not the best. And this green dot on ETH is not confirmed yet, and so really we want to see green dot on Bitcoin confirming below zero line before before we see the red dot on the weekly. That red dot on the weekly, oh man, guys, I cannot even explain how horrible this would look. And I know people don't want to be bearish, but the cheeks don't lie, all right? The cheeks don't lie. We see the upside down uneven butt cheek pattern on market Cipher B on the weekly. The cheeks don't lie, man. All right? That would be some serious stuff. That would be some serious stuff. Sheesh. You guys see that? You guys see that? Previous week low not touched yet. Bull and bear signals. I should have a step counter on stream. That's true, I should, right? Is there a way to do that? I don't know. Guys, smash up the likes. We got over 1,000 in the house. 200 likes. Let's smash them up, baby. Have I had race latte cheese? Never. Alright, never had it. Never had it. But I do eat cold meat and potatoes all the time. Am I Australian? Is that what you're asking? Crikey, mate! Do Australians even say crikey? I don't think so. Shout out to this person. Can we have a dump song? Are we dumping right now? I think we're pretty much doing nothing. Shout out to Firelines. Jason today going to 50K. Jason tomorrow new all-time high, baby. Could be. Could be. You know, we're at these lines in the sand levels here. We're at these line in the sand levels here. And that's why I'm giving these ultimatums on the oscillator, because for me, like right now, it's looking ambiguous. And I need to see certain things to stay bullish. And if I see certain other things, I will get bearish. So we're going over the bullish and the bearish scenarios so that we can be prepared. That's why the question in the chat is, are you prepared? Right? Are you prepared? Because I'm prepared for the bullish scenario. Right? I'm super prepared. This is the face of preparedness right here. Alright? We gave the long in the Casper crew. We reiterated the setup again. Let everybody know I'm adding to the trade. We're prepared, baby. We are prepared. We're long. We're ready. We're loaded. We're locked and loaded in the Casper crew. We've been longing since the bottom. All right? Still in the trades. Ready for more pump. But we also gave the short setup from the exact top. We gave the short setup from the area that we're currently holding as resistance right now. And so we're prepared for both sides. We've made our money. We've made our money. Thousands of dollars shorting Bitcoin, profits locked in, stop losses in the profits. We've made our money on the longs, thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands of dollars. Ready for more pump? All right, now we're just here ready to wait and see. And we have these ultimatums, these lines in the sand, that will help me make informed decisions about these open trades that we've taken. Because look, as a trader, we're not here to make predictions, right? We are here to identify and plan for different scenarios and then take the trade when the trade comes, right? Take the trade when the trade comes, make some money on the trade, and then wait and see what the market wants to do after that, all right? This is my trading style. If you want to know more about this, check out the free course. I have a video called How to Manage Open Trades. In this video, I walk you through exactly how I approach the charts in a very relaxed way where I don't get married to a certain scenario playing out. How you can not necessarily make any prediction, just take a good trade with your good risk management according to your plan, and then let the market decide what happens, and you're on both sides, right? You go both ways. All right, this is the one thing, actually, you know, I'll be honest, a degree in trans non-carbon binary emission gender studies back in college, it really didn't help me with much. I couldn't get a job. I was shocked, you know, because I told them, but I went to college. But they wanted this stuff called experience, whatever, all right? But the one thing I did learn back in college is you can be a little ambiguous with your direction here. And you can be long and short at the same time and make money on both sides. Burn the candlestick from both ends. And it's a much more relaxed way of trading. Alright? It's a much more relaxed way of trading. Alright, I know everyone wants the pump song. Shout out to Divine Hood. Not everyone wants the pump song, but shout out to Bullish on Parade. God bless you, man. We're here to freestyle and chat. Alright, well, if you want to freestyle, pop a beat in the chat. Alright, pop a royalty-free YouTube beat in the chat. And I'll see if I could freestyle over it, if I'm feeling it. Alright? Yeah, the degree that goes both ways, I'm telling you. Yeah. The sideways song. Yeah, seriously. We need the sideways song up in here. That's what we really need. Shout out to Yowzer. His internet sucks. I hate that. I hate when the internet sucks. Do I have a coupon to join VIP? I don't. But honestly, it is the best value out there, man. We got 4 instructors. We got a free course in there. We have games every month. We give away thousands of dollars. Every Monday, we give away money. Just for fun. Alright. It's the best value. The Schlong song. Yeah, that would be a good one. When would I typically close my 93 K long if we break down? If we don't bounce from 97,000, maybe I would close it. Maybe I would. If I see a bounce, I will probably add to it. That's my style. Honestly, that's my style. I'd rather, look, at this point, I've made 25 grand on the trade. If I get stopped out of my entry and make 25 grand, honestly, I'm not going to close the long. I'm just going to probably add to it or get stopped in my entry and look for another. Right? I'll be honest with you. That's how I deal. I'm not going to close it. I'm also long from 85K. I'm long from 85. I'm long from 102, I'm long from 103, and I'm long from 93. I've already made money on these longs, so I'm not going to close them. I consider them already won. I consider them already done. So if we pump, it's just bonus. If we dump, you know, I've got $250,000 of shorts open, and I've already made like 32,000 on longs, and now I'm going to be up. You know, if we're coming all the way down here, I'm gonna be up 5 figures on these shorts. So I ain't going to close it. I'll be honest. Any market Cipher B discounts? I don't think so. I don't think so right now. Maybe CryptoFace has some. Weekly no bueno. We wait for El Punto Rojo. When am I gonna add to the 85K long? I'm not gonna add to that trade. I'll just open a new one. I do think 97K is getting more likely, says HFG. Divine Hood says that. And HFG is in the chat. Shout out to HFG. Shout out to Noob Gecko. James Wynn got liquidated again? Bro, where is he getting this money from, though? Seriously. Where is James Wynn getting this money? Who has $90 million to get liquidated on and then is back at it again? Where the heck? That's a little shady to me. Seems like some shady business going on. Shout out to Crypto Scarface. Good morning, y'all. Possible I get liquidity grab at 100,700 and then all-time high. Could be. Could be. That's our next area. A little scary to lose that low, but yeah. Shout out to Hoop Dreams Highlights. Shout out to Getchy. Shout out to HFG. DJ Dex. Ta Musica Instrumental. Alright, let's see. Is this royalty free? Is it royalty free? Oh man, I know this song. This is kind of a lame beat though, don't you think? It's a little bit lame. We've done it before. Yo, yeah, we've done it before. And don't you know, as we're coming through the front door, sounds the same, it's a little bit lame. To the charts just to make the change, cause we're coming to the treadmill just to get paid. On the charts when we're looking for the trades. Yeah, cause we stay the same. You know I give it to you straight, I never give it to you gay. Cause we're so hungry and we're eating from the trays outside in the garden, and we be digging with spades. In the dirt, hope I don't get hurt. Got the rain coming down on my shoulder with a squirt. Next thing I know, I'm chilling with my man Kurt. Says J man, hopefully we don't squirt. Cause you know when the price is going up, next thing you got the coffee caffeine in the cup with the veins. So insane in the membrane. Jason Casper out here looking in chains. Cause you know I'm in bondage to the charts. Blue and purple candles like a nice work of art. Hopefully I got gas, I don't fart. Cause you know I'm not very smart with the gas coming out from behind. Bitcoin looking like she's trying to rewind. All we wanna do is break through resistance. And once we do, you know we go the distance. You know it's true, we fire on all pistons. Put the key in the ignition, turn it, then you go wristin'. Like my good friend Tristan. Bought the top, sold the bottom, he be risking everything that he got like James Wynn. Hopefully the bears and the bulls don't spin. Coming back down just below Bitcoin price, listen to my crypto flow. J Casper, we're trading in the house, and we're hoping that we get a nice Bitcoin bounce, baby. Oh snap, can we take a peek to see if Market Cipher B has any uneven cheeks? Big on the left side, nice and juicy. Skinny on the right to round out the booty. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I gotta give a big shout out to my dude, Michelle Obama, looking like a llama. Hopefully this face don't cause you no trauma, but here we go, Janet yelling with divergence. On her face looking so dang emergent. Don't you know I'm excited, it is June. Gotta give a shout out to Carl from the moon. Other day we went to McDonald's. In his car, looking pretty formals. Got the chicken right here. Hey, Jason, Carl, are you guys queer? Heck no, baby, we're so straight, just you wait, don't frustrate. The way we do it when we're going through the gate. Got the pink mustache coming in fast. Driving away from the cops cause I'm in last. Trading and driving, super dang dangerous. With the cops trying to change this chart. They got the TV in the car on my heart. I can't focus cause you know I got a fart. Looking at the chart, swing failure pattern. Bitcoin price looking like Saturn. Pumping up so high. Then the rain starts to come from the sky. Yeah, don't you know, you gotta trade for your depends when you're at the charts with your good friends. Cause you know maximum absorption, you won't get liquidated when you start to hurt them. Talking about the bears, don't you know, they're so dang scared. Hanging out in their underwear. What's this guy got chilling out under there? I don't know, oh, yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried. Upside down crooked bamboo bees. Pepperoni nipples coming on top. Then the Bitcoin pumps. Can you even hit the spot? Got the money flow coming down. Smile on his face turn into a frown. Thought he could do some meth in the Bahamas, but then he got caught in his pajamas. Yeah, now he's in jail in the garbage pail. Listen to him wail, ain't no crypto whale, what a fail. Sam Bankman-Fried, you know he can't give you what you need. Gotta ask out my girl 6 Juanita. I said, hey girl, can we get some nice pizza? She said, Jay, I'm vegan and gluten free. Get out of here and get your face away from me. Gave me the hand, gave me the face. J Casper, you're such a disgrace. Better get yourself out of this place. I sold my Ben coin, oh no case. Alright. Yeah, that is kind of a lame beat, don't you think? That's kind of a lame beat. James Wynn is asking for handouts? That's crazy. It's crazy. That is crazy, man. That is crazy, man. Alright. Alrighty. Well, guys, we gotta head out. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. If you want some low time frame, juicy, in the moment analysis, join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, because we're going live in about 12 minutes. All right, peace.